and subscribe right now, or this will be in your bed tonight.
Hello and welcome back to another video. Before we start, please scroll down and click like and subscribe. This means that you will get more videos from me and will really help me out. Thanks. Wife cheats on husband, gets humiliated in front of entire family. Sorry ahead. English isn't my first language. Not my revenge but my cousin's. He absolutely humiliated his now ex-wife in front of the entire family. People, myself, male, now 18, cousin, now early 30s, cousin's wife, late 20s, now ex-wife, my dad, early 60s, and my grandmother and grandfather, in their now late 80s. Background. When my cousin was really young, his father died of alcohol poisoning. So growing up he always looked at my dad as a father figure. He would always show up at my grandparents' place when we used to live there. My dad would help him out with whatever he needed and treat him like his own son. When me and my sisters were born, he would always come and help around the farm or babysit us. So growing up, he was like a big brother for me. He would watch out for me and play with me. So when I was 10, he started dating a girl from our town. I never got to see her or formally meet her until he proposed to her 1 year later. She was really sweet and nice and had a bubbly personality. My dad was very proud of my cousin, and so was I. One day my cousin invited our family to discuss the wedding plan. He wanted me to be the ring bearer, which is a very important role. A few months later they had the wedding. The wedding was really great and wonderful, but for 11-year-old me, it was too much, so I passed out on the bride and groom's table at the night party. XD. The cheating. After they got married they had 2 kids. 1 boy and 3 years later a girl. Now my cousin didn't study that much, so he didn't have that much opportunity on getting a job. The only job he could get was a truck driver. He would drive all around Europe for 2 months at a time without getting back home. Naturally he felt bad for leaving his wife and kids for such a long period. So he had a plan to open his own transport company and hire other people so he can spend more time home. But while he was driving abroad I started hearing rumors that his wife was being seen with a guy in town. First I brushed it off and thought it's just gossip. But one day, while the kids were at daycare, me and my friends were taking a walk and I spotted my cousin's wife with this guy I never met going to my cousin's place. Me and my friends stuck around and we saw my cousin's wife kiss him right before he left an hour later. I was shocked and angry. Later I went home and told my dad and asked him if we should tell our cousin. He told me to keep it secret and not tell anyone, and he'll handle telling my cousin. My cousin came back from abroad a week later and my dad called him over for a beer and told him they need to talk. After a while of catching up my dad got a serious look on his face and told my cousin of what I saw and called me over so I can confirm it to my cousin. Much to our surprise my cousin wasn't as surprised as we expected. He told us that he had his suspicions and he tried confronting her, but she denied it. And he couldn't just divorce her cause it is really frowned upon unless there is evidence of cheating. But he told us not to worry because he had a plan. The revenge. Apparently while he was abroad he bought those teddy bears with a camera recorder inside. Before he left for work again, he put it in the master bedroom. It wasn't suspicions at all because there were a lot of plushy toys as decorations in the room. When he came back, sure enough he had his evidence. A week later he called everyone from the family over for dinner, even his wife's parents. No one knew of his ultimate plan, not even me and my father. When everyone arrived, he told all of us to turn our attention to the TV. He pushed a video of his wife and her lover having sex in their master bedroom. Everyone's jaws dropped. Everyone could see that it was my cousin's wife. And my cousin just slammed divorce papers and said, "I want a divorce." My grandmother got up pissed as hell and spat on my cousin's wife's face. She immediately started crying and ran out of the house. After that her parents took her to their house and I never saw her again. A few months later they officially got divorced and they got shared custody over the kids. Now my cousin is remarried with a really nice woman and has a great transporting business going for him. TLDR, wife cheats on husband. Husband shows sex tape to entire family of wife cheating. changing a big fat target on my back to my boss, being escorted out by security. This happened a few years ago, but the story appears to be a good match for this sub. I was one of 2 commercial writer/producers working in the production department of a local television station. Our department was responsible for producing both the newscasts and commercials for clients who purchased airtime on our station. The department is high stress. I had to manage multiple deadlines and provide creatives for about a dozen ad campaigns every month. That being said, I always met my deadlines and our sales department was always complimentary of my work, steering the more important clients my way. Unfortunately, managers in my department came and went with unsettling frequency. In the 9 years I was there, I had 6 different managers. Most often, the managers were passing through with their sights set on snagging upper level management jobs in larger television markets. This meant their experience actually doing the work of television production was often minimal, so they had a tendency to not interfere with our work, so long as clients were happy and deadlines were being met. Given the managers were so disengaged, I told our general sales manager about my idea for saving time and money in the department, and he suggested I apply for the production manager position the next time it opened up. So I did. I did not get the job. I was told I was too important maintaining good client relationships through my work as a producer. No big deal, I thought. I was happy as a producer. Unfortunately, the person they did hire for the position ended up being a monumental asshole of the first order. I'll call him Bob. The first thing Bob wanted to know was who in the department had applied for the position he now filled. I don't know what idiot in upper management thought it would be a good idea to tell him, but someone did. It soon became apparent he wanted to find any excuse he could to fire me, because that was just the kind of insecure idiot he was. It began by him writing me about the time I was taking to complete commercial productions. Then he accused me of undercharging clients in my billing. He wanted me to wear a suit and tie, which he knew I hated. As the writing on the wall became clear, I began documenting every single interaction with him, taking notes about what was said and contradicting his accusations with the facts. All the while, he is managing to piss a whole lot of people off in our department, and morale really began to tank. Bob was petty, vain, and given to things like announcing how lavish and wonderful a vacation he was planning would be. He was going to Aruba, so he'd put up travel posters and printed out a ridiculous sign he taped to his office door that would say something like, "My island adventure begins in 2 weeks." All this served to remind us that he was the only one in our department who made enough money to take that kind of vacation. Eventually, an incident occurred where I missed a deadline through no fault of my own. The client wanted to change up the creatives at the last minute, and we had to bump the film shoot. Somehow, Bob got it in his head that I should have been a mind reader and anticipated the client's wishes before they were communicated. He calls me into his office and begins berating and threatening me. I had had enough. I'm the kind of person who will take a lot of shit with patience and grace, but when I'm finally pushed to my boiling point, I fucking explode. I start yelling back, "You're a fucking liar, and if you think I don't know how to handle this client, then fine. Let me see you fucking do it, because I'm out of here," and I walked off the job. I'm so amped up by what just transpired. After leaving the office, I walk all the way home, a distance of more than 6 miles. Just as I'm nearing my house, my cell phone rings. It's Bob. Evidently it just dawned on him that he would, in fact, have to produce the ad campaign himself, because our other producer had the week off. He hemmed and hawed, and finally blurted out something that was quite revealing. "If we lose this client, we'll both get fired, and I can't afford to lose another job." Really? So you've been fired from all your other jobs? What a surprise. I tell him to go fuck himself, because I'm not taking his shit for 1 more minute. All the while, I'm literally trembling with the knowledge I've walked off the job without another job to go to, and I have a wife and 2 kids to support. Thankfully, the next call I get is from the general sales manager. You know, the guy who recommended I apply for Bob's job, resulting in this whole shitstorm. By now, news of my blow up evidently made it back to him. He asks me about what happened, and I fill him in and apologize for walking off the job, while also telling him there's no way I'm working for Bob. He says, "Yup, leaving work wasn't a good idea, so do me a favor and come back. Email me the details of what happened, and I'll see what I can do." Thanks to my copious note-taking of all my interactions with Bob, it takes me no time at all to send him the complete history of Bob's boobery. So I return, hoping to avoid Bob. Thankfully, his door was closed, and I keep my head down in my cubicle. A half hour before quitting time, I notice our general manager and a security guard getting off the elevator together. I stand up to see where they are headed, and am elated to see it is directly towards Bob's office. What transpires is even better than the revenge options I was contemplating. Bob emerges from his office carrying a box of his belongings, including the rolled up Aruba travel poster, and is escorted by the security guard to the escalator. Now standing up in my cubicle, he turns towards me, his face beet red with embarrassment. As our eyes meet, I flash an ear-to-ear grin. The dipshit is done. TL. Doctor while working as a producer at a TV station, the manager who got the job I applied for makes getting me fired his personal mission, only to end up getting fired himself. Thank you all for watching to the end of the video. But before you go, please like and subscribe for more. Not many of you at all that watch are subscribed or like the video, and this makes me unsure if I should continue to make more content or not. So if you want more content, please like and subscribe. If you don't want to miss out on any future videos, click the bell icon next to the subscribe button. Also please give me some feedback in the comment section about what I can do better, because not many people comment on my videos, so I have no idea of people's opinions of thoughts about this YouTube channel. So yeah, that's all from me. If you have subscribed and liked the video, please consider sharing the video with your friends. Thanks and bye. I'm still doing daily uploads, so hope to see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.